Money is reliable. But for how long? Every country says their money is safe. Every government says if we fall, the nation collapses. But history has proven otherwise. Rome was confident, then France, Lebanon, the Asian continent. They all said the same things without exception. Reality turned out different. The rich went to sleep as the poor. Everything people had saved became worthless. Their earnings melted away under inflation. Their hopes for the future disappeared, replaced by panic. This kind of collapse isn't an exception. It's a repetition. The real question isn't, will the system fail? It's, when it does, what's your plan? Because the biggest mistake about money is trusting what we currently have, living comfortably with that illusion, and not building sources of income that last. Money is not infinite. You can trust it, of course, but if that trust depends on only one source, it can disappear overnight. Let's start with Byzantium. The Byzantine Empire minted a gold coin called the solidus. It was like the euro of the Middle Ages. But then the emperors spent recklessly for their own pleasure. They started mixing cheaper metals into the coins, reducing the gold content. For a while, merchants didn't notice. But when they did, trust in the state collapsed, and that mighty empire, once dominant in the world, slowly began to crumble. Who protected their wealth? Those who owned gold and land, things the state no longer controlled. What do we learn from this? Governments can't resist devaluing their money. That's why the things outside their control always gain value. Like silver today, quietly rising, while few pay attention. Disaster or opportunity? Between 1347 and 1351, the Black Death wiped out half of Europe. Was it a disaster or an opportunity? For those who survived, everything changed. Population dropped. There was plenty of work, but few people to do it. Wages rose. Land became cheaper and opportunities exploded. The same pattern appeared during COVID. Supply chains broke, inflation rose, and doors opened for the already wealthy. House prices jumped, the stock market soared, but wages stayed still. History repeats itself. Crises reward those with cash. Those unprepared sink even deeper. Italian banks, too big to fail. They failed. In the 1340s, Italy was Europe's financial hub, but kings owed massive debts to Italian banks. England's King Edward was one of them. He didn't pay. The banks collapsed. Those giant financial houses disappeared overnight. The message couldn't be clearer. No institution is too big to fail. Banks exist not to make you rich, but to enrich themselves. The American Civil War, the value of money, or the lack of it. The North printed greenbacks, the South printed graybacks. Neither was backed by gold, only by government promises, and of course both lost value. In the South, prices rose thousands of %. People's wages bought nothing. What didn't lose value? Gold, land, and food. The French Revolution. Did they always tell the truth? After the 1790s French Revolution, a new currency appeared. The assignat. They said it was backed by land, but they kept printing more. Soon everyone saw the truth. It was just paper. Farmers stopped selling for money. They wanted barter. Give me silver or goods, they said. Paris returned to hunger and riots. What held its value? Gold, land, and food. The Asian crisis. Debt can't pay. Debt in 1997, a crisis that began in Thailand, spread across Asia. Countries that had borrowed in US dollars went bankrupt overnight. Unemployment, inflation, IMF. Pressure followed. Once again, ordinary people lost. The winners. Those holding dollars, or those close to power who heard the news early and converted their money. The lesson. If your debts aren't in your own currency, you're doomed when the storm hits. Lebanon. The newest example. In 2019, Lebanese banks became unreachable. People's accounts were frozen. The Lebanese pound lost 90% of its value. Lifelong savings vanished. Who survived? Not those who kept their money in the bank, but those who owned real assets. The common thread of history, Byzantium, Florence, France, Asia, America, Lebanon, they all tell the same story. Paper is an illusion. Debt holds you down. Real assets always save you. So, own real things. Gold, land, food. Have a skill you can sell during a crisis. And above all, never rely only on the system. Always have a plan B. Because throughout history, winners weren't the ones who believed in the system. They were the ones who saw it could fall, early enough to prepare. Every crisis is a transfer, from the trusting to the prepared, from paper to reality, from those who wait to those who act. The question is simple. When everything collapses, where will you be?